Keep your baby close, keep your baby safe. The following safety guidelines are from the Baby Sling Safe campaign and are 5 simple points to always keep in your mind when carrying your little one. Tight. Your carrier should hold your baby tightly but gently against you. In view at all times. You must always be able to see your baby's face. It must never be covered or in danger of being covered by any fabric or clothing. Close enough to kiss. Babies should be carried up high on your chest, at or above waist height. Keep chin off the chest. When riding in a sling, a baby's head should never be slouching down so their chin is forced against their chest. This can be dangerous and make it difficult to breathe. Support. A baby's back should be supported in an upright position, the same as they would be in your arms. If you wish to use a carrier for a premature or special needs baby, please consult a trusted healthcare professional first if you have any concerns. We hope these instructions help you easily master the use of our carriers. Please contact us if you need extra support. We are here to help. If it's your first time trying the Hug-a-bub or you feel a bit nervous, we recommend practicing in front of a mirror with a doll or stuffed toy. When you first try the Hug-a-bub with your baby, choose a time when you're not in a hurry and your baby is calm or sleepy and has been recently fed. If your baby begins to fuss or object, going for a walk outside or gently bouncing them up and down is usually enough to settle them. Once familiar with being in the Hug-a-bub, your baby will become relaxed or go off to sleep very quickly. Place the sling on one shoulder and bring the fabric around to the front, making sure it's not twisted. Find the end of your sling, otherwise known as the tail, and begin to gather it up into small folds, all the way across until you have a small bunch. Pass the gathered tail through both rings, making sure the fabric doesn't get twisted. Open the rings a little and pass the tail of the sling back over the top ring and through the second ring. The sling pouch is made smaller by pulling the tail through the rings. To shorten the pouch, pull the tail across your body while applying a counter tension with your thumb hooked through the side of your sling. This helps to gauge the level your baby's bottom will sit. We recommend leaving just enough room to place your baby inside so it will be easier to adjust later. Each time you use the sling, you will need to check that the fabric is evenly distributed across your rings as follows. Separate the rings with your thumbs and push out a little of the fabric in between them. Using your thumbs and forefingers, begin to spread the fabric evenly across the rings from one side to the other. Gently pull the fabric back through the rings, section by section, so both outside edges of the tail are on the outside of the rings. The inner edge of the tail should line up with the top rail of the pouch. So when you pull this section of the tail, it tightens only the top of the sling. And pulling the middle or outer edge of the tail will also adjust the corresponding part of the sling pouch. This will make adjusting individual sections of the sling easier once your baby is inside. You won't need to rethread your sling each time you use it, but you will need to redisperse the fabric across your rings. If your sling is ready to go and you wish to carry on your right shoulder, hold the sling with the tail facing forwards and pop your left hand inside the loop. Lift the sling over your head and place it on your shoulder. To carry on your left shoulder, pop your right hand inside the loop. Lift the sling over your head and place it on your shoulder. Your sling is prepared and you are now ready to place your baby inside. Whichever position you choose to carry your baby in, the adjustment techniques will be the same. Hold your baby high up on your shoulder, tuck their feet under the sling and slide them down into it. Your rings should sit just under your collarbone. If they have shifted down, lift your baby's weight off the fabric and pull them back into correct position. The lower your rings sit, the less room you have in the pouch for your baby. While supporting your baby, begin to lift the top rail up over your baby's back, or with a small baby, to the top of their head, so there'll be enough fabric left over to create head support. Make sure there is plenty of fabric under your baby's bottom, with the lower rail reaching to the back of both knees. Baby's legs should be supported in a wide froggy-legged position, with their knees above the bottom. Before you tighten the sling, gather all of the excess or loose fabric around to the front. Pull it firmly across your baby's back and under their bottom, making it smooth and wrinkle-free. The sling is tightened by pulling on different parts of the tail. The upper rail should be quite tight so that the baby stays close to your body. Rather than pulling the tail's top edge down, pull it out slightly and across your baby to the corresponding fabric at the top of the pouch. To adjust the middle of your sling, pull the middle of the tail across your baby towards the middle of the sling. Don't over-tighten this section. It's preferable to maintain the natural C-curve of a baby's spine. To tighten the bottom of your sling, pull down on the outer section of the tail. Tighten just enough to feel your babies secure, with the fabric well behind their knees, but not so tight as to affect their circulation. Your sling should feel snug and comfortable with your baby securely carried close against your body. Until you are familiar with using your sling, we recommend checking in a mirror to see if you can isolate any areas that may need further tightening or loosening. An older baby will most likely prefer to have his or her arms outside the sling when awake. You can create padding for extra head or neck support by simply folding a cloth or flannel into 4 and then roll it under the top edge of the sling. Spreading the sling fabric across your shoulders and moving it away from your neck will increase your comfort. Your baby should always be carried at or above waist height. Make sure their nose and mouth are never covered by the fabric. Your baby should be visible and kissable at all times. You should be able to place 2 fingers between your baby's chin and chest, like this, to ensure their airways are clear. To take the baby out of the sling, place your fingers under the rings and lift them up and away from the baby to loosen the sling body. Lower the fabric over your baby's back and gently lift him out. If your toddler is up and down throughout the day, you'll probably find it comfortable and more convenient to leave your sling on in between carries. We wish you and your baby all the comfort, closeness and ease the Hug-a-bub can provide. If you have any questions or special needs, please contact our product support team. We are here to help.